This is Peace of Mind Sports Podcast. Presented by Fam and the Overs Club for your best bet. Now here's your hosts, Mark, Max, and Peace of Mind Sports Podcast coming to you live. Get into the meat and potatoes of the NFL season, week 7. You know. What up, Marley? What up, man? Happy week 7, baby. Fall is upon us in the Midwest. It is coming. It is arriving. And it's been like that for the past few years that I can remember. Like, we've had a few nice weeks in October, and then all of a sudden we just get that tropical storm that comes up from the south and just blows it all up, and then it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, I can hear myself, Pizzle.
You can hear yourself?
I can. A little bit for a second there. Yeah, it's about to get interesting up here. Like, that lake, but I ask you all the time in the winter, did that thing freeze over yet? Because that's a big indicator of what the winter is going to be like here. Like, if that thing doesn't freeze over and we keep getting all that, that warm air comes up from the south and then that cold air comes from the north, and we just get absolutely pounded by snow, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I want to hear the lake hasn't froze over all winter, because then I know, we're going to get a blizzard. But yeah, it's about to get nautical up there. I heard, like, you guys are going to get what, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. What's the game call for that? I know they were talking on the radio here this week about possibly moving that game to Miami because of the weather, or is it still going to be played in Cleveland?
No, the NFL has to make a decision days before this kind of stuff happens, because it's not just a matter of just like moving the venue. Like, they got to make sure that they have enough prep for everything. Like, they had, when the Browns had to play the Bills one year in the winter, it was late in the season. They moved the game to Detroit, but that was well in advance of the game, to where they're not able to move it that quick. So the game's still going to be played in Cleveland. The problem is, like, you would think it's a home field advantage for the Browns. This was a talk at length throughout the local shows this week. Miami's a South team. They're used to the warm weather. I know they're NFL professional players, so they play in all the elements at some point. But especially with the record of, like, the Dolphins in cold weather is not really good. I don't trust the Browns because, and I'll talk about this when we get to our game picks. The Browns organization thinks that they can just outsmart everybody. We had a game a couple seasons ago when Deshaun Watson was quarterback. The Saints came up. It was like minus 30, and they had Deshaun Watson drop back the pass over 30 times still.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
And the Saints ended up winning the game. So don't trust it. But games like that, you do have to prepare a different way. I made a joke in the Discord this morning. No offense to Dylan Gabriel, but I really feel like that man could get blown over today by the by the wind.
I mean, it's 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts at times, so the kicking game is going to be non-existent in this. And then, I mean, I would imagine 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts, how are you going to pass the ball? That thing's going to be like a wounded duck.
Right.
Even the greatest spiral can't defeat a 50 mile an hour wind.
Because these are not consistent. It's not.
We saw last week, even in the Cincinnati game, with Rodgers, he was thrown into the wind a little bit. So, and even against you guys, I do believe he was thrown into the wind a little bit, and it was carrying his balls off, a couple feet. He did miss some throws, but we'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
But the wind's going to be a factor up there in Cleveland today.
Well, the thing of it is too, like, around.
I hope everybody up there stays safe, because it's going to get super crazy.
Like, around here, like, this too. Like, when you say like 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts, it's not constant 60 miles per hour winds. Like, it could be calm as nothing, and then you go drop back the pass, and then halfway through your pass rotation, and then the wind just kicks up.
Yep.
So it's hard to predict that kind of stuff. So
falls midair and it blows through the stadium, and you're like, well, guess that's one. That one's for the fans.
Speaking of
Yeah.
blowing through the stadium, Rams right now currently playing the Jaguars, and basically, they're calling it a Jags home game, as they play in London. Out of anybody, Rams currently lead 14-0 first quarter, minute 51 left. Rams just went up and scored another touchdown. So keep an eye on that game as we go. I took the Rams. I saw that you posted your game picks in the chat, but I did not read them because I wanted to still be surprised for the show. Who did you take in this game and why?
I took the Rams only because I think they just have the more high potent offense. I know the Jags have been playing tough. They've been out there, they do well out in Europe, but I just think the Rams just have too many weapons. Stafford at quarterback, it's too much.
Yeah,
It's
even
too
with Puka Nacua being out today, I didn't see a problem with the Rams winning this game. I think the Jags, I don't want to call them frauds. They got some talented players. They got that rookie, head coach spark, and I think as the season goes on, teams are going to start having a better game plan for the Jaguars. And I was just, it just came down to all right, Sean McVay. All right.
I wouldn't I wouldn't call them frauds. I just don't think they're going to beat the good teams. I think they're going to beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and I don't think they're going to beat the teams they can't beat. Like they're not going to win the big. And it's not going to be Trevor Lawrence, coming back, and no, there's not going to be any of that today. And they can't win the shootout. That's where it really boils down to the Jaguars. Like
Yeah,
they can do a nice ground and pound, and if Trevor Lawrence will make his plays, I'm not taking anything away from him.
absolutely.
He's still a quarterback, and he's a great player. But at the end of the day, that he can't come out there. I don't think he's had many games where he's I went out there and thrown for 3 and 4 touchdowns and actually fought through and just went in a straight 300-400 yard passing game where he's actually come out and went like stood toe to toe. I'd say with like the Jared Goffs, the Sam Darnolds, the Matthew Staffords of the league. They come out and just straight up heave the ball 30-40 yards at a time. And that's the thing, like it's not the dink and dunk from Stafford. It's I'm throwing this ball 15-20 yards to my receiver, and then they're gonna run for 15-20 yards because they're already stride. So it's hard to defend against that.
Well said. Excuse me. Updated pick standings. We've been going back and forth every week, boys. Like you're up 2 games, and then I'm up 2 games, and then Max is up 2 games. This season is just wild. I know the matchups haven't been there. We just have to kind of lock in this week, Marley, and get it together because we've been kind of up and down this season, and it's something that we're not really used to on this show. But we're still doing well. We're all above 500. I'll take it. And ready for the updated pick standing?
Above 500 is great, but last weekend absolutely fried. 7 and 8 or something.
Yep. Last week you and I both went 6 and 8, and Max went 8 and 6. That brings everybody's total starting from the bottom. I am at 48 and 38.
10 wins over.
10 wins over. Marley, you are sitting at 50 and 37.
Nice.
And Max alone at the top, 52 and 34. Along with our lock of the week / eliminator challenge, I am currently still in it. I am sitting at 6 and 0. Marley 3 and 3 after starting 3 and 0, and Max is sitting at 4 and 2.
I started 0 and 3. Now I'm 3 and 3. Not bad.
You started 3 and 0. No, I'm sorry. You were 2 and 1. You were 2 and 1.
Oh, was it?
Yep. Week 1, you took the Bears. They lost, so you were out at the week 1. Week 2, you took the Patriots. Week 3, you took the Chargers. Week 4, you took the Bucks, who lost, so that put you at 3 and 2 or 2 and 2. I'm sorry. And then you went to 2 and 3 because you took the Seahawks. And then last week got back in the win column. Oh, you should be 2.
Yeah, see something. Right?
You should be 2 and 4. You took the Lions. You lost that one again. You should be 2 and 4.
I'm telling you.
Giving you a little bit too much credit there, brother.
Uh-huh.
Well, week 7 is upon us. Let me check and see. I didn't see who was on a bye this week. We get 2 Monday night games, and there's a lot of home favorites in this game.
Oh, I thought there was only one Monday night game this week.
Nope.
Or is that the Bucks game too?
Bucks and Lions, Texans, Seahawks.
I wanted to watch the Bucks and Lions. Damn it!
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna watch.
I was hoping that was a Sunday night game, dude. When I seen it, I was like, no. I was like, oh, bet. Yeah. No. Damn it! I misread it. Son of a bitch.
NFL bye week teams 7. I usually have this prepared. So, all right, Bills and Ravens on the bye this week, and I'll tell you what, both of these teams I think really needed it. The Bills are kind of tail sliding, stringing together a couple losses in a row. We thought they have a big bounce back game after the Patriots, then they lay an egg in Atlanta. Atlanta just ran all over them, and the Ravens are in deep trouble. They're gonna have a top 5 pick next year, which stinks because they're just gonna reload and just plug good players back into that lineup again for that roster.
Yeah, Ravens are injury ridden. Lamar, it'll be good for them to just take a week off and not have to deal with all that. And then the Bills, I don't know what's going on up there. It's a no. I don't know about the whole Josh Allen for MVP up there right now because yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still putting up points, but wow, are they losing in the weirdest ways up there right now?
Yep.
And yeah, it's not looking. Don't get me wrong, it's not panic. Hit the panic button for Buffalo or anything like that. They're still what 4-2.
Yep. Yeah, 4-2.
Yeah, so I mean that's still leading their division. They're okay. Now it's a good week to sit down. Collect themselves a little bit, and then see what happens. Come out next week and get back to form here. They really need to work a little bit, on getting that ball downfield to their receivers. Though they're still a really one dimensional. Josh Allen will dink and dunk it. I'd like to see a little more of the long ball out of these guys. And they got to get the run game's been it's always pretty stellar up there. They get what they need to get done. Josh Allen always makes plays with his legs. I think he also needs a week to just recollect himself and he's it's gonna who do they play after their bye?
I'll take a look. Give me 1 second. AJ came in and asked a question. Welcome to the show, young lady.
AJ in the house.
Bill's schedule. They play. Looks like they play the Panthers after the bye week. So and that's on the road. So like I don't know. That could be a get right game for them, but I think that game's going to be a little bit closer than everybody thinks. But we'll talk about that one. But I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Like that's a game that they have to win.
Yeah, they have to win that game. If they don't win that game, it's kind of troublesome for them.
Especially,
I mean, the Panthers are not that good. They can win them. They can win them weird games. And like I've been little tidbit for later, but yeah, I picked them to win this week. So we're gonna see what happens here.
Especially now
But
since especially now since the Bills have to compete with the Patriots. The Patriots are actually leading the division right now.
So they sneak out of it. Oh, that's right. Oh, because the Bills dropped the game against them, didn't they?
Yeah, they have the tiebreaker so far. So
that's right. That's right. I forgot about them losing to the Patriots already. Ooh.
All right, Marley, we got to talk about it. Thursday night football. 4-1 Steelers on the road, taking on the 3-4, 2-4 Bengals. Bengals come away with the win behind Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers. We watched a lot of this game together in Discord as we do on Thursday nights. And what was the turning point of this game? Because it seemed like the Steelers were kind of in a position to kind of run away with the game, and then from what I remember, Aaron Rodgers throws an interception after the Bengals score. Then they go down and score again. So pretty much like a 14-point swing kind of happened. A lot of calls were going the Bengals' way. It just seemed like the Bengals' night, and it was unfortunate for the Steelers to walk away with a loss. there was a lot of talk surrounding, Joe Flacco this week, with Mike Tomlin. So let's talk about it, Marley. What happened?
Well, let's see here. We don't make excuses around here when we lose.
X.
Give you some reasons on why we might not have been up to snuff. Come off a tough division game in playing Cleveland. Short week, so the rest is minimal. Going into a hostile environment inside, Paycor Stadium, playing another tough division opponent, and take nothing away from Flacco, he still has an arm. I said it last. It's funny that my fruition came to light and came to truth uh, about a half and a game later, because I told Max when they were playing the Packers that Flacco's going to get it together with those two receivers. And lo and behold, the first half, they got way too far back to even come back and beat the Packers. But Flacco was gunning on the Packers in the second half.
Yeah.
And come out in our game and just give it to us. Just absolutely. Jamar Chase, that has to be a damn record. I know it is for this season.
It's up there.
But I want to know what those 23 23 times Jamar Chase got targeted. 16 times he caught the damn ball for 60 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we had no answer for him. And that's the thing. He was a Triple Crown winner for a reason last year. The man's just good.
Yep.
We tried putting Ramsey on him. Ramsey kept getting flagged like no other. JPJ couldn't cover him because he had to cover Higgins. We tried swapping them out. We tried to. They're just good. Okay? They're just good. If that offensive line can give Cincinnati anybody back there, if they can give Jake Browning time to throw the damn ball, that kid will complete the same passes that Joe Flacco will.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco's just a little bit better at reading the defense and drawing in. You're a little bit more worried about Joe Flacco than you are Jake Browning. So then you take him for granted. But then you come out and Joe Flacco says, yeah, I might be 40. Your quarterback's 41. Let me show you how it's done, son. You know what I mean? And he did. Don't get me wrong. They got into the old man shootout. We cannot take anything away from either quarterback in that game.
Oh, yeah.
They both played lights out. Did Rodgers have an interception? Yeah. He missed the back shoulder. He should have threw that shit to the sideline. He threw that thing right in the middle. As soon as he let that ball go, I said, that's picked. Watch that safety come right down onto Metcalf. The second one that they called an interception, this is why I don't like how quarterbacks are statted. That was not Aaron Rodgers' fault. DK Metcalf wasn't strong enough to hang on to that ball.
Yeah, how about that
DB
play?
ripped that thing right from him. That was a great defensive play. I will say that. If a Steeler would have done that, oh boy, you know what I mean?
Usually that's the play that you see the Steelers make.
Exactly. But, that night, the Bengals defense, while they were still a wet paper bag, because we even had over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, you still put up 31 points.
Yeah, we still put up 31. And that's the thing with the Bengals. And they were talking about that on my local radio this week on DV at the Steelers flagship station, 102.5. Shout out to Bob Pompiani and Mike Brasuda. I take a lot from you guys. They were saying, like, Cincinnati, here's how you beat them. You've got to score a couple more points than them. Cincinnati scores 31, you got to score 33. If they score 28, or if they score 17, you got to score 22. It's just like or 19. You just got to beat them by a couple more. You just got to keep up with them. Like, they're never going to stop you.
Yeah.
You just got to keep up with their offense. Because even without Joe Burrow, as you've seen, everybody, they can still put up points. How many they had? They had well over 100 yards rushing. Well over. They beat us in, I think it was like 150 yards or something like that.
Yeah, Chase Brown was getting his too.
Oh, Chase Brown was eating on Thursday night. And so was Warren. Gainwell, they were all, everybody, that's the thing. the dinner table was full,
It was a
and
good game.
everybody
Yeah,
on both sides of the offenses, like
we're
both the
getting it.
Steelers and the Bengals, like just Rodgers. Flacco didn't throw the and that's the other thing against the Bengals. You can't turn the ball over. If you give them that one extra possession or two, that's where they'll get you because you got to put up points against them because they're gonna put up the points, and that's what we did. Like I said, that one from Rodgers where he threw the ball and it went to the inside, and that safety just come over and just snatched it. Like, yeah, that was just stupidity. But whenever DK got that ball took from him, like that was just great defense. But that was the game breaker right there. Then you asked me where I turned over. When Rodgers threw the first interception, that was the game changer because you gave them another shot at having the ball. And even if they wouldn't have come away with points on that, I can't remember if they did or not. You took points away from yourself. And that was
Right.
the kicker. You took time off the clock. You took a drive away. You took at least 3 away from yourself. And what was the deciding? What was the deciding factor? A damn field goal. I honestly fell asleep midway through the fourth quarter because I worked 12 hours all week, and then we have to play on a Thursday night. And sorry, I can't stay up till 11:30 midnight when I got to get up
Understandable.
and play. But I woke up and seen the final score and seen the final play of the game, and I'm like, of course, because this is what happens. Like if you give the Bengals an extra possession or two, they will beat you by 2. They lose so many games by 1 or 2 points,
Mhm.
but they win so many by 1 or 2 points.
Right.
And what they do, won 33-31.
My
Steelers take the L. We'll lead the division though, so we ain't hurting. Now we got to make sure we beat them in our stadium when they come. When they come back.
yeah, that's gonna be a
I
big
think we
game.
played them the last game of the season.
Browns
So
play the Bengals last week, so I think you might play them the second last week. Then we'll have to check
no,
later.
we played the Browns the second the last week. We
Oh,
played the
that's right.
Bengals the last. Yeah, we swapped them out this year. We don't play you guys for the last game of the season, thank goodness.
Or we play the
Uh,
Browns play the Bengals last week of the season.
yeah.
So
Do you?
yeah, let me look real quick. As we're doing that, 2 quick takeaways from this game. You kind of nailed it on the head as far as getting in a shootout with the Bengals. Like the Bengals stayed in the game long enough to realize that they have a shot at winning this game, and I think that that's what helped them. And then number 2, I just really think the Steelers didn't have a good defensive game plan. I didn't think they were really aggressive with like the blitzing scheme. They kind of just played the Bengals straight up, was kind of a head scratcher with me because they really thought that they could just go out there and just they're just going to win their ones, and they just weren't able to.
Yeah. Why weren't you bringing safety help down on both of those receivers at one point? Like, what were you guys doing out here? Like, you were letting Jamar Chase run wild in the middle of the field, absolutely wild in the middle, even at the end of the game. Of course, all you got to do, honestly, everybody, is if you fall asleep, just get Twitter and wake up in the morning and just go flipping through Twitter. If you fall asleep, like check the Twitter before you fall asleep. When you wake up, you got the rest of the game. You just scroll down and then you'll see. And I watched one of the last plays of the game. Jamar Chase just right through the middle of the field. 2 seconds left. They line up, kick field goal. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Come on, guys. And why is he wide open? Why is nobody with him? Why?
Blown coverage. It just happened over and
blown,
over throughout the
blown
night.
coverage, and the man's just good. Yeah.
Steelers next 4 games: Packers at home, Colts at home, on the road versus Chargers, was basically a home game because Steelers always travel well in LA, and then the Bengals at home.
I mean, thank goodness for the 2 home stretches because we've been out on the road for so long. Like, we haven't played at home. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, we had our bye. We had to go to Ireland, play in the bye week. I think, bye week after that, and then we played you guys at home, right? Yeah, and then
we put together a couple of road games too. Like we played, in Ireland, and then had to turn around and go right to Pittsburgh after. But now we finally get a home game today too. So.
Yep. And I mean, okay, so it's a mini bye week for us because now we don't have to worry about this week. So we will get, thankfully, a little bit rested up because we did get dinged up a little bit in that game. Not some real big injuries, but there's always bumps and bruises, and it's good to have a little bit. I guess the 10-day rest period. They're going to be off. They were probably off all weekend, just chilling. I imagine they're back to work tomorrow, and then getting her ready for the Packers, which is going to be a tough.
Oh yeah, I
That
know
should
Aaron
be a good
Rodgers
one.
has a little something extra for the Packers. We think there's going to be some good storylines for this game, and I think it's going to be a good one. So we'll look forward to
Yeah,
that
I'm
next
I'm
week.
actually I'm looking, and it's a possibility if we can get one for a reasonable price. I might actually try and go to this game.
Update
The I would like
still 14-0 in the Rams Jaguars game. Is slowed down a little bit about midway through the second quarter. Jags
yeah.
driving 3rd and 1 on their own 39-yard line. So we'll keep an eye on that game. Ready to make some game picks, brother?
Indeed.
All right, I'm gonna start with my game. Dolphins at Browns, 1-5. Browns are favored 2.5 points in this game. Over under is 35.5. Yeah, true Midwest fall game today. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Look, I
That's gonna
think
get interesting.
it's not. Don't make it complicated. Go out there and run the ball. Miami's going to come out and run the ball. You have a great defense. Put up points. And that's something that the Browns weren't able to, they have not been able to do this season. And they just want to outsmart everybody and go out and throw 40, 50 times a game. I get it. You're getting the kid Gabriel reps. But they went out last week against the Steelers and threw the ball over 30 times. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know the run game wasn't working that well, but it was starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm, and then they got down, and then they had to pass the ball. Stick to the run. Judkins is good; he's a good rookie, but
Yeah.
problem is the offensive line, and Miami has the worst defense in the NFL. I think whoever loses this game will be the next coach fired. At the same time, I don't think either one of these coaches are going to get fired during the season. I think it's just going to pretty much lock up for the rest of the. This is probably going to be the game that decides that you're just about out of here.
I mean,
it's nice to see the young players
the
playing well, though.
fantasy's on. He's treading on thin ice. McDaniel's, that poor guy. He's either had just quarterback injuries. Now they lost the Cheetah,
Yeah,
and I don't know. They're just in shambles down there now. I don't know what the hell happened. They were, a pretty dynamic offense for a while. Questionable defense, but they could always stop you. They've played hard inside their division at times, but
right.
it seems once they keep outside that division, they just I don't know. So I took the Browns today, my man. Yeah,
Whoa!
I took the Browns. They're playing at home. They're getting the Dolphins coming into the hostile environment of which that weather's going to be up there. I know it's I can hear the wind already. I have the front door open
Oh
because
yeah,
it's
she
honestly
whistling a
like
little
almost
bit. Yep, she's coming. Right.
yeah, it's 70 degrees here today, but I can hear the trees out there ripping around. So I mean, it's gonna be a thing. Like I can like I said earlier, I can see the kicking game's gonna be kind of non-existent. I think in this game at times, and then even you might want to watch like this is gonna be a thing where even kickoffs and punts are gonna be a factor because
Right.
you whack a ball pretty, you miss, not even you could hit that thing clean and you get a crosswind and it blows it out of bounds. You might want to watch kicking close to the sidelines today.
You have to kind of
If you're
game
kicking off,
plan.
and then
Right. You have to game plan kicking. Like if you want to go for it on 4th down more than punting it or trying the field goal, maybe go for 2 instead of trying the extra point. Like those points are going
and
to
yeah,
matter.
extra points are going to be different today. The whole foot game's going to be the
Mhm.
whole foot part of football today is going to be different today. Passing is going to be pretty brutal for both quarterbacks. I mean, Gabriel, I don't know about his arm strength, so could he cut through this wind? Um, we all know that that's going to be tough. Like we seen it last when we played you guys. We've seen the wind become a factor.
Yep.
And even up there in Cincinnati, it seemed like it kind of was for the past a little bit, but
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. And can Tua compete? And well, I mean, they play in Florida, so I guess they're kind of used to They don't play in hurricanes and shit, but they played in. They've played in their fair share of wind-ridden games down there with some of them residual thunderstorms from some of them tropical storms they get down there. So
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's at the end of the day Cleveland's defense is just good.
Yeah.
And you can't and that's just the end of the day, they're just good. I know that, they kind of have their moments, but uh, you know, I think, I know that they lost against us, but I think that Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tua, and I think that's what mattered the most. And I think that we just have a better defense than the Dolphins, and that's what really got to you guys the most. I think.
That's what it's going to come down
Uh,
to today. The Browns defense is a lot better than the
yeah,
Dolphins
they have
offense,
to.
but can the Browns offense beat the bad Dolphins defense? And that's why
And
it's
that's
at
the thing. You
35 and a half.
guys got more points today. As much as bad as the Dolphins are, they're capable of scoring 14.
Right.
Can you guys score? And that's the man. I hate to say that to you, brother, because like, can your team score 2 touchdowns?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, can you even now today? Like, you can't. Like, you got like we just said, you can't rely on the kick game to get down there. Okay, we can take three at least. You can get to 9, 12 fairly easily.
It's a lot to ask for,
Even if
Marley.
you get
2 touchdowns.
done.
Wild, bro.
Yeah, that's almost 2 touchdowns, and then you kick another one, you got 16. Okay, well, there's your 2 extra over.
hmm
And that's all you really need. That's all you might need today is 16 points to win this game. Can you do that? And I hope you guys can because I took the Browns. So we'll see what happens.
Moving on, the 1 o'clock slate. The 4-2 Patriots favored 7 points. The revenge game for Mike Vrabel, traveling to Tennessee to take on the 1-5 Titans. Fired their coach. I do not think that the Titans get the new head coach bump, the interim head coach bump. I got Patriots big in this game, and that is my eliminator challenge pick of the week is the Patriots.
Your lock of the week is the Patriots?
Yep.
Oy.
I know they're favorite 7, but I can pick. I picked them in my ESPN eliminator because I feel like the Patriots should win this game.
I don't care what they're favored by if you want to lock them in. Like, they can be favored in lock because they can lose. They could very well lose.
Well,
but I think that the Titans now, yeah, they're probably licking their wounds up and down there in Tennessee. They definitely should have probably not fired Vrabel the way they did, but they definitely should have never traded Derrick Henry away,
right,
or let him go, whatever way it happened. Like, that's your two biggest fallbacks. You also let Mr. Mayonnaise and his coffee become your quarterback. That should have been a red flag. Yeah, like that, and then the fact that I don't know, like I don't know if I just didn't see it coming because I don't have enough Titans coverage up here. Uh, and like they're just not. I guess I just missed it in the national media shows when I was watching them. I guess I must have been out of the room or something when they were talking about the Titans, but I was kind of surprised to see him get fired this early. I was expecting it. Maybe they would wait till later in the season, I guess, when all hopes are lost and you're just like, the hell with it. Like, now we're just playing for the draft pick we can get the best of. Like, give the man till at least like week, 13, 14, and just say just whatever, but I guess, I don't know. It's literally is now they're just really just saying the hell with it. And they're probably going to try to get the number 1 draft pick. And I don't know.
So the way I see it too, like they got this kid, they got Cam Ward in the draft flash, and he's a rookie this year. I think he has potential, but now you're in a situation with your organization where you're going to have to find a new GM and coach with the quarterback already. And how often does that work out? Like, we didn't pick this guy. Like, we're not getting the guy that we want. Normally you get the trio, you get the GM, you get the coach, and then you get the draft pick that they're all picking. Now you're going into a situation where you already have the quarterback. So they're not going to go out and get another one. So they have to find a coach that's going to be able to work with this quarterback. And now you're in a situation where you're revolving it around the player versus the organization. So we know how a lot of times that doesn't really work out. But I agree. I don't think they should have fired him. They should just let him play the season out and then go from there and see where they're at. Because now, you get the interim head coach. What is that going to do? Like, are they just going to coach for the rest of the season? No, there's a lot of young guys on this team that need to be coached up, and now they're not going to have this coaching staff next year either. So,
no, and that's just right there too. Like you just said, Cam Ward, number 1 overall, like their number 1 overall pick. The kid's got talent. He just needs a coach. And now is he going to be ruined being on such a poor coaching? I wouldn't say a poor coaching staff, but definitely a less talented coaching staff, or a less knowledgeable coaching staff. So, now And not only that, like they're also a deer in headlights kind of situation as well. Like, damn, I went from being a coordinator to now I'm running the damn team all of a sudden. Like you don't go into a like it's a little bit different situation for as like a player. They're always prepping to go in the game. Every week they're prepping if they're a backup, a number two, a number three, a number four, even they're prepping to go in as a starter because that's what that's what they as a coordinator, you're not planning throughout the season to be the damn head coach. Even if the team is in shambles, granted, we're not privy to those backroom conversations that they have,
Right.
like the ownership and the coaching staff, and they're even the water cooler talk of, hey, this fucking guy, like, uh, but so it's and it's how often have you seen an interim head coach come out and have success enough to where they keep him for the next season. And the players rally around that coach and say, yeah, this is our coach now. Like, please don't hire anybody else. And honestly, who the hell else are they going to hire anyway? There's not a whole lot out there, you know?
Yeah. Another thing we have to keep, like, you have to find the coach that's going to be an upgrade. And
Yeah.
it's one of the toughest things to do in sports is finding the NFL head coach.
And then, like you said, too, what are they going to do? Come out and now they don't have their quarterback, but you also have, so what are you going to do? You're going to trade Cam Ward? Or something
No,
like that.
they'll try to
You're
draft
gonna
around
bench
him,
that
but
kid?
now they're risking trying to develop him with the unknown because he's still a rookie, and then try to build up a
Yep.
team around him. So you're looking at a 2-3 year window, and if that doesn't work out, then you got to get a quarterback again, and then you're starting over. And how many times have I seen that? As a Browns fan.
Rinse, wash, and repeat. Always mid-season.
Taking the Patriots, Marley.
Absolutely.
Moving on, 4-2 Eagles favor 2.5 points on the road in Minnesota, taking on the 3-2 Vikings. Over under 43.5. Marley.
I'm going with Eagles. I know it's a tough NFC matchup on the road. Going to Minnesota, those fans are wild up there. It's also a very, very good team in Minnesota, but I just feel that the Eagles, they're stupid tush push though. I just don't want to see that 4 plays in a row again this week, please, guys. I'm not one. I'm not one for the ban. I don't get like it's an unstoppable play, but I also want it to be called clean. I've seen the slowdowns on what people are talking about on the false starts that are happening on that play, and they are moving. They need to tighten that up. We got called for it during our Pizzle. You heard me go
Yeah.
absolutely,
Oh, I know.
pretty much wild.
Bonkers. Yeah.
We got called for the false start on our tush push, and that's the thing. It's not an it's it's
man.
more of an it needs to be evenly. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
I know where you're going with this, but for the
It
program,
needs to be called across the. It needs to be a across the board play. Like,
yeah.
we don't care whoever runs it. The Bills try to run it all the time. They can't do it. But they also don't get called for a lot of the false starts that and granted, there's probably a damn false start on every play.
But that's where I'm at with it, though. I think that the league still allows it because they use the Bills as an example and say, look, the Bills tried to use it and they can't run it. The problem is the Eagles are starting to do it on like they're trolling, bro. They're starting to do it on like 2nd and 4. Like they get the first play they get about 6 yards, and then they're tush pushing 2nd and 4, 3rd and 1, 4th and inches. And that's where that's where they're starting to be like, all right, like what's going on here?
Yeah, it's like at some point, how is it where the player's forward progress on his own stops, and where does the running back, the tight end, come into play on pushing him? And how is that? I'm just kind of curious on how that's able to be done. Like how is another player like does that mean you can if the running back is running down the field and somehow the offensive lineman is faster than him, is he able to pick him up like a baby and run down the damn field? Or for that point, since you got a 300-pound offensive lineman running down the damn field, and he's pretty much like a bull, can you just hop on his fucking back and ride his ass down the field until they tackle the both of you?
There's probably some rule
Like,
in
is
there
it?
where it says that you technically can't, but you know,
Well, I
I,
mean,
I know
you
where
know,
I know
you're
where you're
not
going with
allowed.
this.
And here's what I'm thinking: it's more of a leverage thing because in the on the kicking side of the game in special teams, you know, you're not allowed to use, you know, the guys that are behind the line. They're not allowed to use the linemen for leverage to get up higher to get over the ball. You know, that we're not allowed to do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like technically, like they get up under his cheeks and push his ass up over the line.
Mhm.
So how is that? I don't know. Like this is where I need to. It just needs to be examined more. You know, like I don't think it should be more of a. They can't lift him. They can't. You know, like I don't know. Something's got to give though. It does need to be looked at better. The league needs to take a really good look at it. I'm glad that the teams that have raised their hand and said this is bullshit. But but you know, I just wanted the league to take a better look at this play. And yeah, you guys need to stop trolling with this shit. It's making the game a little damn dull, and I'm sure even your fans don't like it. Yeah, I know you get a damn touchdown out of it, so they're fucking happy at the end of the day. But that's some boring shit to watch, you know.
Eagles Vikings should be a good game. I think it's gonna be a close one. I'm taking the Eagles here, but I feel like every season around this time, like there's just a lot of talk in the media, like oh Sirianni should get fired for whatever reason. The offensive players are unhappy with Jalen Hurts, and then they go out and win by you know win by a good amount. So I think this can be a good game.
Yeah,
I'm
but
taking
like
the I'm
20.
taking the Eagles too though on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
3-3 Panthers. This is a pick'em game. Panthers are favored 1.5 points at the Jets, taking on the 0-6 Jets. Jets got to win the game. I think they're going to win the game this season. But until they do, I got to ride with the Panthers, who have been playing very well. Rico Dowdle's playing awesome. Jibba Hubbard's back. They're going to split some carries there. They have the good rookie wide receiver, McMillan. Bryce Young's not playing too bad, but he's got to make some smart decisions. Don't turn the ball over, and I think the Panthers win this game.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Jets still have a decent defense for some reason. And here's the thing, though. It's not Jalen Hurts, or it's not, yeah, Jalen Hurts. It's not Justin Fields that's hurting this team. It's really not. If you look at his stats, he's been playing quite well for what he has to offer, for what he's given up there. You know, he's got a couple three touchdown games.
Yeah.
They just can't stop anybody. And then they are just having and he hasn't had a whole lot of turnovers, I don't believe. His interception ratio
No,
is
he's
really, really
getting
good.
sacked a lot though. He got sacked 6 times in the fourth quarter against the
The
Broncos.
damn offensive line is garbage. So
Mm-hmm.
they can't run the ball. And they sure as hell can't block for him. So he's not able to get those. They can't sustain a drive. And that's where it boils down to. They have no time of possession. They can't keep so they can't keep another offense off the field, which gives them zero time to even put a drive together. And that's just where it's going to boil down to. They're not going to keep the Panthers off the field today, even though they're in the Jet Stadium. They're going to come out. The Panthers are finally coming around. Like you said, their running backs playing lights out right now. Their quarterback's finally starting to play like a quarterback. They have a okay defense, I guess. You know, good enough to stop the Jets' run game, and probably good enough to give Fields a little bit of a fit. But the thing you got to watch for Fields, which I think he needs to get more too, is my man needs to start just taking off. You know, just dropping back. And if he sees the damn sack coming, bro, just start running. Just take it away and just go. Stop standing in the pocket and taking the sacks. And some of them are him moving up in the pocket and trying to escape, and he is getting drugged down from behind. But you know, I think he just needs to say to hell with it. You know, I'm not going to stand back here and just get pummeled uh, because your offensive line can't block for shit. I'm just gonna just start taking off like he used to with the Bears. You know, that's what happened with them. You know, he
Yeah.
just started running. He said to hell with it.
Who are you taking today, Marley?
The Panthers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't pick the Jets yet, bro. Like once they win a game now, I might look at them a little bit better. But it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a toilet bowl game of the damn week. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's not gonna be anything exciting to watch, but it's gonna be. I don't know. I can see the Panthers maybe winning by a field goal or less,
Hmm.
or more, like a touchdown or less. Touchdown or less. That's 7 or less. It's not gonna be a blowout on any side of the ball. There's no way.
Speaking of the Bears, sitting at 3-2, hosting the 1-5 Saints. Bears 3-2. Bears are also favored 4.5 points, coming off the big win in the DMC last week against Washington. Caleb
That was
Williams
just
playing well.
shocking, bro. Shocking. That I woke up to that loss like, damn it. Like, and I say loss because I'm really high on like the NFC. Like everybody's got their hood. Like I bleed black and gold. Don't ever get it. You know what I mean? Um, the Commanders. I really like Jaden Daniels. I really like the Commanders as a team. They've always been like an NFC team that I've watched.
Yeah, they're fun.
They have the same kind of defensive mentality we had. Um, uh, but like I really like this for the past few seasons have really been a good NFC team. They've turned it around after terrible ownership and
Yeah.
just the whatever went on down there with the name change and all just the debacle that became the Commanders as a whole. And
Right.
then turn
Overcame
around and
adversity.
go
You
to the
love to
NFC
see that.
Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just good to see. They're a great Cinderella story in the NFL. Can they sustain that? I was shocked to see them lose to the Bears in such a close game. But, hey, that just goes to show you're also human. You're going to lose those games you should have won. And that just goes, you better turn it around. And yeah, we'll see.
But I really like the Bears today. I think they cover. The Saints are able to put up points though, and this is the thing. I think if the Saints, if the Bears screw around and keep this game close, I honestly would not be surprised if the Saints come away with just one of those random wins to go to 2-5. They're going to put together a couple wins. But I really like how Chicago's playing. They're riding that momentum right now. They were one of the few teams that were able to kind of find the right coach with the rookie quarterback that was ready there in Caleb Williams because they saw something in this kid and they didn't give up on him after one season. I really like the direction that this team's going. They got playmakers all over the board, offensively and defensively. They were able to force Jaden Daniels in turnovers last week. I think they keep that up this week, and I'm going with the Bears today.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Bears. The Saints are so suspect now. One week you pick them, one week you can't.
They've
You don't know
always
what
been a
they're.
tough
You
team
don't
to
know who they
pick.
are. You don't know what they are. They're
Right.
just a team in the NFL right now that everybody just plays. I don't. They're not making any real stink or any real pizzazz out here. I don't know. They can put up points. I will give them that. But when are they going to put up the points? When are they going to? When are they going to put that into a run? Where they can put that into putting up enough points and stop somebody? They're almost like the damn Bengals. If you
Yep.
really think about it, they're really like the Bengals. But I don't know. Yeah, I can't pick the Saints. I'm going with the Bears.
Wrapping up the 1:00 slate. This game gets the CBS A-list analysts of the week, but I think the reason why is because you're just looking at what's available as far as the games go. So I guess this is probably the best matchup because it's a division game. 2-4 Raiders on the road taking on the 3-3 Chiefs. Chiefs favorite big 12.5 points.
You know why this got the CBS list? Because it's the damn Chiefs.
Yep.
And they're not gonna let the B team call the Chiefs, bro.
Right.
So it's of course they're gonna get. Oh man, dude, I gotta listen to Romo talk about the fucking Chiefs today. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think you're not gonna get my game. So.
Oh, you wouldn't be surprised, bro. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It really is. I haven't looked today because honestly, I hate it when we're off like this.
Yeah.
Like, I hate bye weeks and I hate Thursday night games because now I have meaningless football to watch all weekend.
Right.
And it's just boring to me because, like, I don't know. It's not that it's not boring to me. It's not emotional, and I need a little bit of something on the Sunday. Like my good Lord's with me all week, and Sunday we have a better connection. But I need my football.
Jaguars finally putting
I don't
together
know.
a drive. Rams are up 21-0. Jaguars finding the red zone for the first time. It's 4th and 7 on the Rams 11-yard line, so maybe they'll just put up a field goal and take some points. But they got to find some.
Well,
They
they're
got to
gonna
start
go
finding some
for it,
points.
though.
I might at this point, but at the same time, you got to put up points too, because you're going to get the ball in
Nah,
to
you
start the
gotta
second
go
half.
for it, bro. You're down by 3 touchdowns already in the
Mhm.
second half. You gotta go for it. Because if anything you got to do, and at that point, you just got to play the field position game,
Yeah.
and hopefully you get a stop. Like because come on, man. Because then you'll get the ball back, hopefully inside your 50 still. Like I don't know, but the Rams aren't going to give. Wow.
Taking the Chiefs,
There's
Marley. Yeah, I'm
snow.
taking the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to take the Chiefs. Chiefs at home.
Starting the 4 p.m. slate. Some good games coming up here, Marley. 2-4 Giants on the road, taking on the 4-2 Broncos. Broncos are favored 7.5 points. I'm taking the Broncos just because, rookie quarterback going into Mile High is always tough. Broncos playing lights out on defense. Nick Bonito making a case for Defensive Player of the Year as he leads the NFL in sacks. We'll keep an eye on that. I think the Broncos win a game, but I really like how the Giants have been playing with that rookie and Scatterboo as well. But I don't think it's going to be enough to take on Denver. I'm taking the Broncos.
You know what? I forgot about that. Oh, hold on a second. You know what? You know what? Oh, I do have the Broncos down as for my pick today. And I mean, Bo Nix is a quarterback. He's a good. And the Broncos do have a good defense. But my man, have you seen Jackson Dart lately?
Yeah, bro.
Have you seen Jackson Dart lately?
You're a Jackson Dart fan, aren't you?
Have you seen that New York Giant offense lately?
Marley traded in Jaden Daniels for Jackson Dart.
What's that?
You traded Jaden Daniels in for Jackson Dart.
No, I haven't. But I was really high on Jackson Dart coming to Pittsburgh, as you know. Yeah, I was really high on him. I was wanting him to be our quarterback, and I seen it last week. I seen why. Because my man is that a big old white boy out there just making plays with his feet, stepping up in the pocket. He looks like a young Josh Allen, I guess you'd say out there.
Oh,
just because he's as you can compare the feet because Josh Allen's also a big tall white boy out there, almost Ben Roethlisberger-esque in his younger years.
You're not calling him Josh Allen, and you're not comparing him to Ben, but you're starting to see a little bit.
You're seeing certain
elements,
certain aspects of both of those games from him. I seen a young quarterback stepping up in the pocket and just throwing darts,
Jackson Dart
and
throwing
I know
darts.
they've lost their receiver for the year. I know they did. They lost Malik Neighbors. He's done for the season. But no one understood though that third string receiver that they brought up from the practice squad. They did that for a reason. Why? Because Jackson Dart was on the third string practice squad all damn training camp.
You're really big on that.
The ball.
That's something that people don't talk about enough. Yeah.
And what did they do? Those two came out together and made plays,
and had
son.
chemistry.
Made plays, son.
Yep.
Now, did they get a little bit of film on him this week? Yeah, they got a little bit of film on him this week. Now, you know what? I'm going to stick with the Broncos just because they are going to Mile High. And I think the coaching staff of the Broncos is a little bit better at game planning. And I think they might have – and just because of that environment, it's going to be a tight game, though. Broncos win by maybe 3.
I think maybe a good bet then. You can take if you were to just take the lines moved to 8.5. It was 7.5. So maybe they know something that we don't. You want the Broncos on the money line, minus 430. They're giving no respect to the Giants in this game. I think the Giants cover 8.5. I don't think the Broncos are going to win by more than a touchdown.
No, dude. I don't think people are giving Dart enough credit right now. I think it's only because it's his second, he's had his time in the league, but last week, he really showed that he can be an NFL quarterback and step up and make plays, come around and get it going. And I think he still shows that this week in Denver, but it just going into that's a tough place to play. It really is. Being up there with the lack of oxygen, that really is a damn thing up there. The Broncos are acclimated. They've been at home all week. They're already in their home. Like I know they've been up there since whatever Saturday or whatever the hell they travel up Friday. so they are able to get a little acclimated to the environment. But coming out and playing a 60-minute tough game against a pretty solid defense, yeah, give me the Broncos maybe by less than a touchdown.
Colts on the road taking on the Chargers. Colts 5-1. Shane Steichen making a case for Coach of the Year candidate down there in Indy. Indiana Jones is slinging it. Chargers,
I would
I
say
don't trust
Danny,
them.
Indiana Jones.
Chargers are very hit or miss. You know, they've had many opportunities to really take advantage of the division, and they're starting to pile up the injuries a little bit, especially in the running game. Chargers,
Najee's out.
Najee's off, and the rookies. He's been hurt off and on too. They got rid of J.K. Dobbins. This is a pick'em game. Chargers are favored 1.5 points. 40.5 is the over under. Never a home field advantage in LA though. I'm actually going with the Colts today. I think they're just. I got to ride the hot hand. I think that they're playing complimentary football across the board. I really like what the Colts have done this year, and I'm gonna ride the Colts till the wheels fall off, especially at least for this week, at least for another week. They're gonna lose a couple games, but I think that they come away with the win today. I'm taking Indy.
The Colts aren't invincible. I know they're 5-1, but if you also look at the teams they've played, they're not playing the juggernauts of the NFL. They have played their fair share of good teams in these 6 weeks, yes, but I think that I think he's really taken his new name change, Indiana Jones, and they're just coming out and making plays. The Colts have been winning those games that they should win. They're not losing the games that they should. So yeah, let me get the Colts on the road. The
Should be a good
Chargers,
game.
like you said, they're a little suspect, man. Their run game's broken, so that's going to take away from that game plan a little bit out there. That's a run heavy coach. So he's got a lot of things. Hubert, he's still a good quarterback, and he's still he's a playmaker, but they don't really have a whole lot to go with out there. So we're gonna go with the Colts. Close game, like you said, 1.5. It is a flip 'em. So, we'll see.
Moving along, 3-1-1 Packers favored 7 points on the road, taking on the 2-4 Cardinals over under 44.5. You can make a case for the eliminator pick if you still have the Packers available to pick them. I would take the Packers all day. But Packers don't keep the Cardinals in this game because I think this could be a potential trap game. I'm still confident with this pick though. I'm taking the Packers on the road.
These are the damn games that the Cardinals win. But I'm still taking the Packers today because I think that Jordan Love and that Packer offense is still just better than the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But like you just said, if they let the Cardinals stay in this game, they'll sneak this shit out. And that's just how they'll do. They'll find some goofy ass way to win the game and steal this win from the Packers. This is a definite trap game. We need to, the Packers need to stay on their toes and don't get cumbersome up there and stop. If they get a little bit of a lead, don't just, Josh Jacobs is just an animal, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like you can hand the ball off the rest of the game and it's not going to feel like, it's still going to be an exciting game to watch if they still hand the ball off every play in the fourth quarter, the third quarter. He's still gonna come out and break big runs. I don't think the Cardinal defense, even while they're still pretty good, I don't think they can stop that run game enough to make it to where the Packers have to turn one dimensional with Jordan Love. It's still gonna be a punch 'em game. So yeah, Packers on the road.
Wrap up the 4 o'clock slate. One of the games of the week, big division matchup. 3-3 Commanders on the road taking on the 2-3-1 Dallas Cowboys. Another pick'em game, Marley. Cowboys are favored 1.5 points.
Why? Why? Because they're at home.
Yeah, 54.5 is the over under. They think there's going to be some points in this game.
Yeah, but I'm going with and everybody already knows that Cowboys. I'm going with the Commanders, baby. I don't want to hear shit. Big division win today. They're making a statement down at Jerryland. Jaden Daniels is going to come out. They're just no. They lost last week to the Bears in a tough loss by just a few points. They're not going to have it this week against a very, very questionable Cowboys team. I don't want to hear shit out of anybody about George Pickens or any of this crap. CeeDee Lamb's coming back this week. I'm going to see how far he drops off now. Pickens is going to be out there bitching again because now he's not going to get the ball. I don't think that the Cowboys defense is going to be good enough to stop Jaden Daniels. They're just going to, I think they're going to come in today with a bad taste in their mouth from that tough loss last week. Yeah, no, the hell with the Cowboys. You can't even. No, we're not doing this. You can't. No, we're not doing this.
So making a case for the Commanders, I think last week with Jaden Daniels coming back was a game where he shook the rust off. Didn't do enough. He made some good plays, but he turned the ball over and the Bears were able to win that game. So I think this is a good opportunity for the Commanders to stay afloat in that division. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think this is gonna be a make or break game for either one of these teams. Whoever loses is probably gonna have a tough battle, tough hill to climb coming out of this game as the division tightens up. I think they're trying to keep pace with the Eagles and for a playoff spot. You're gonna have to win. You're gonna have to win 10 games probably in the NFC to make the playoffs this year. On the other side, though, the Cowboys are firing on all cylinders on the offensive side. They're going to put up 40, but they're going to give up 41. So that's going to be a huge thing for the Cowboys today. You said it. CeeDee Lamb is back. They're going to have to split touches with George Pickens. So let's kind of see how that shapes up. This is probably only the second or third game that both receivers have been on the field this season. So a lot of questions there.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Cowboys at home. I think this is going to be a very close game.
God,
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow. Wow. Really, bro?
I'm taking the Cowboys. I know. I love the Commanders. The Commanders. I love them, but I don't love them. But I really like how they've been playing. Look, Commanders are still without Terry McLaurin. They got a few other injuries on the offensive side of the ball. I think it's starting to mount up to them a little bit. Something's not right down there in the DMC. I know the Cowboys are what they are, but this is still the time of the year where the Cowboys win games, and that's what it came down to for me with this pick'em game. I'm taking the Cowboys at home. Sunday Night Football, Marley, the top two in offense. The Atlanta Falcons sitting at 3-2 on the road, taking on the 4-2 49ers. Another pick'em game. 1.5 point favorites are the 49ers over under 46.5. Falcons are now favored in this game. It's swung a little bit. So this is gone back and forth. Somebody put a little bit of bread on the Falcons on a Sunday.
And is this in the 49ers? They have to travel?
Yep. In San Fran.
Falcons got to go west. See, I did have the 49ers down, and I think I'm going to stick with them. I know the Falcons have been playing a little bit better, so they are someone to watch now. They're able to score, they're able to play, but I'm still going to take the 49ers. I think that they're just something. They still seem to win those games, and they're just, I don't know. There's just something about that coaching staff that they just don't lose, dude. Like, I don't know what the hell it is about them.
It's Shanahan effect, man.
I get it. Like, damn it, you could give them the fifth string fucking receiver out there, and they're still gonna win the damn game somehow. Like, how? Like, how? How? You could literally go get the damn grocery guy at the quarterback, and they're still gonna win the fucking game.
It's a product of a good, well-oiled machine, Marley. That they just find the best game plan for the guys that they have to work with.
I'm gonna be honest. If they were on the road going to Atlanta, I would probably take the Falcons.
I agree.
Just because they're playing. What's up?
I agree. Yeah, I would take. I would definitely take Falcons. I think if they were home.
Yeah, this Atlanta Stadium gets rowdy as shit. That team's been winning, so they've got something to cheer for, and when they do, they do. And then playing on turf out there inside that dome, but going into the 49ers are staying at home. That's their environment. Their fans get rowdy as shit. It's just gonna be but it ain't gonna be it's gonna be a tight game. It's only gonna be by a few points at best. Like this could be I can see this coming down to the last play of the game, probably by a damn field goal. It's been that way all season long for all these teams. Yep. Give me the Niners at home.
I'll take the Niners at home as well. 2 Monday Night Football games. We finally get some good ones on a Monday night, Marley. 5-1 Bucks on the road.
But honestly, man, I'm tired of these 2 Monday night games, dude.
Yeah, you don't like
It's
them?
so washy-washy.
The thing is,
Like,
the thing of it is too, like both of these games will be on a commercial break at the same time. So it's not like you're able to flip back and forth between the two if you're able to, I thought that was the point, like you watching one game, all right, it's going to a commercial. Let's tune in the other game. Nope, that game's, that game's on a commercial too. Like what the heck?
unless you have, the NFL ticket, it's really kind of just ugh.
But
You can't watch it at the same time. You know what I mean? It's just like it's whatever. Like I don't know. And like you said, it's commercials at the same time. So what am I gonna do? Go cross-eyed for this Monday night and just try to watch two games at once? Like, what are we doing here? Like like
I think the
can the
matchups are good though.
NFL get it back together again with the broadcasting, please? Like, can we please stop having to subscribe to 15 different streaming services? Um, can we just please go back to normal things? But we're never going to. We have to just deal with it now. We have to woosah and just get over it. And I'm buying the NFL ticket next. But wait a minute, I have one question. We can't even watch the Monday night games on the NFL Sunday ticket, can we? Because I honestly,
because they're nationally televised. That's a good question.
I'm reading the fine print, and I think it's only the Sunday games that are played on the NFL Sunday ticket.
Well, that's why it's called the Sunday ticket then. You would think.
Yeah, but I'm saying like maybe is it only because are they just branding it the Sunday ticket because it's only on Sundays usually that we watch football. But I'm hoping I'm gonna read the fine print. I'm gonna make sure that if I can't get all the games next year, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Update in the Rams Jags game. It's halftime. I wanted to mention this. We were talking in the middle of this happening. The Jags did go for it on 4th down and came up short. So they turned the ball over. So the Rams lead the Jaguars 21-0 at halftime. I believe the Jaguars start with the ball. So this is going to be a big drive for them coming out. But looking good as we took the Rams, Marley. Looking good so far.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Like you got to get it together out there.
Bucks, Lions favorite 5.5, 52.5 is the over under. They think there's gonna be a lot of points here. The flying Baker Mayfield's, man, another team that just using all the players that they have to work with. Bucky Irving's been hurt. Mike Evans has been out. Now Emeka Ibuka's dealing with an injury. I really like the Bucks in this game. The Bucks do play the Lions. Baker Mayfield's played. This team as a whole, the Bucks have played the Lions very well over the past few seasons, but I think the Lions are firing on all cylinders right now. They're looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm taking the Lions just because they're home.
Oh, I'm taking the Bucks on the road.
Oh, right. Look at you, a believer.
Just come out this week, and this is where Baker says we are a team in the NFC to be. This is where they make a statement. We can beat the better offenses at home because the Lions defense, they're not going to be able to stop Baker. They're not that good. The Lions put up points. That's how you have to put up points with them.
Yeah.
And I think the Bucks can keep up. I think they can. I think Baker's going to come out today. I know they're depleted in the receiver core, but he's still making it out there with all these 3rd and 4th string guys. Like he can get the ball to him. They just got to make sure they catch it today. And the Bucks defense just has to make enough plays, and I think they can get after and get behind that Lions offensive line enough to give a little stink up there today. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be close, but it's going to be a shootout. But we're going to go with the Bucks on the road.
Bucks on the road, and then wrapping up the pick segment. 2-3 Texans, one of the best defenses in the NFL, going up against the flashy 4-2 Seahawks. Seattle favored 3 points at home.
Yeah.
Should be a good game. Texans really fighting to stay in this thing. What happened?
Can we talk about
Yeah, let's talk about it. What happened?
What happened?
What
happened? Is it his year to just totally just not be good? And just cost his team and just throw interceptions at the worst time. And Can they get it together again, man? Can they get it back together? Did he lose that many weapons? What happened to them? Is the offensive line questionable now? Like,
Yeah, it's
what
scheme, a
is
little bit of
going?
scheme. It's just not really working out. They get Nick Chubb, but they lose Mixon for the year. Just a lot of, and then like the receivers having issues. Nico Collins is playing absolutely terrible. They lose Tank Dell. Um,
I know they
a lot of
lost Tank
questions over
Dell,
there.
but and that's the thing. Like, what the hell happened to Nico Collins? Like, how did you fall off this bad, my man? Like, are they covering you that hard that you can't get open? I doubt it.
He's got the
You're still one
yips.
of the top receivers in the NFL.
Playing a little
Like, in their
spunky, Marley.
defense,
Playing a little spunky.
little spunky. Yeah, I don't know, man. Their defense is playing lights out. Best defense in the NFL. You've got to win these games. But I'm taking the Seahawks at home.
Yeah,
That's
another coach making a case for Coach of the Year, McDonald down there. He's doing a fantastic job. Jackson Smith and Jigba's playing great. You know, they have some good running backs. Their defense is a little underrated. I'm taking the Seahawks at home as well.
Yep. Like that's just the 12th man applies up there.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a tough place to go and play. And they're just they're making their statement 4-2. It's a big game for them as well inside their conference. They got to make sure they come out and win this today, and I think they will. It should be a good one though.
Marley, who is your lock of the week this week?
Man, run me through who I've taken again.
So you took Patriots over Titans, Eagles over Vikings, Panthers over Jets, Bears over Saints, Chiefs over Raiders, Broncos over Giants, Colts over Chargers, Packers over Cardinals, Commanders over Cowboys, 49ers over Falcons, Bucks over Lions, and Seahawks over Texans.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Broncos?
You like the Broncos?
What's up?
You like the Broncos?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Broncos.
So you said it was going to be a close game, but you still feel confident enough that the Broncos can, they're not going to cover, but you're certain that they're going to win. So that's pretty much what you're saying when you make your lock of the week. So, all right.
Yeah.
Mine's the Patriots. We will have Max's pick come in. He'll get him in the DMs on assignment this week. That's all right, brother. Got to do your thing. I started putting together a parlay, and I'm really liking this.
Okay.
I've been really kind of betting quietly. I'm on a really bad streak lately in the Overs Club, and it's unfortunate because I hate giving away losing picks. And I know quite a few people tell me every week, but betting lightly as we move forward a little bit. So far, I got two legs: Patriots money line, and then Jets. I alternated the spread from 8.5 to 10.5. I just don't see the Giants losing by more than 10.5. So right now, a 2-leg parlay plus 124. 1 unit, which would be $4 for me, would give me 5. So that would win $9. So that's pretty good. Pretty good bet there. Trying to see if we could add a third leg though, Marley. I like the 3-leg. So I got Patriots money line and Giants plus 10.5.
What about the Seahawks game?
Even though it's a Monday night game, I kind of like that together. So they're minus 178. So Seahawks money line, Patriots money line, Giants plus 10.5. $4 would get you $10. So $14. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Like that?
Yeah, we'll lock that in. Do you want to do an anytime touchdown 3-leg?
Yeah, because you know what? I always like to use FanDuel up on here because I just like their UI better. DK always has like a touchdown boost. So let me log in the DraftKings real quick. I'm gonna do it on my phone though, so stand by, chat.
DK scored this week, bro.
Yeah. So we got touchdown boost, 33% anytime touchdown boost. Let's lock it in. All right. You want to go through all the teams? Yeah, this won't take long.
Yeah, let's take 2 AFC teams and 2 NFC teams, and then we'll knock one out.
All right. Going through the list: Patriots and Titans. Anybody in that game?
Yeah. I don't see anybody really sticking out.
All right. Dolphins and Browns.
You got,
You're going to get good odds
oh,
for a touchdown scorer here. Achan plus
let me get your type.
125, Judkins minus 130, Waddle plus 205, Darren Waller plus 280. These guys have been playing good. Any four of those guys can make a case. But I would advise staying away from any touchdowns in this game, Marley. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's gonna be and if it does, it's gonna be a running touchdown. So yeah, no. Let's look at the what about the Eagles game?
Yeah, Eagles and Vikings. Saquon Barkley is always going to be minus money and minus 120. Jalen Hurts minus 110. Jordan Mason for the Vikings plus 100. Justin Jefferson plus 135. Jordan Addison plus 225.
Yeah, let's grab one of them Viking receivers.
You want to grab one of the Viking receivers? Let's go Jefferson, huh?
Yep.
All right, lock it in. So that's one of our NFC teams. Let's go down the list.
Saints. Let's look at that.
Saints and Bears.
What about the Broncos?
No, you like the Broncos game?
But yeah, the Saints and Bears.
Saints and Bears.
Well, who from the Saints? Who from the Saints? Because them fuckers are gonna score.
You want to take a Saints player? You're gonna get plus money for sure. Let's go. All right, Alvin Kamara plus 185, Chris Olave plus 230, Taysom Hill plus 255, Kendre Miller plus 350.
I would say Olave.
When he's healthy, he's good, bro. Let me look at his. Let me pull up his stats real quick. All right, but I like it so far. I like it. Let me see here. We're putting him in, and then we'll dial back at the end, right? Let me go to the Saints. Let me pull up the Saints stats, because surprisingly, they're actually putting up some. Rattler. He's got 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Really? That's not bad. He's 68% completion. That kid's kind of doing his thing down there a little bit, Marley.
Can't stop anybody, bro.
So their receivers are, Chris Olave. They have the Shaheed kid who's playing really well. He's got 2 touchdowns. Olave has 1 touchdown.
I think Olave has his day today, though.
Let me see Chris Olave. See Olave.
We're gonna flip the script on this a little bit. I'm audible out. We're gonna do one more.
So his last 5 games, Olave's had 10 targets, 14 targets, 6 targets, 11 targets, 10 targets. So they're getting in the ball. 6 receptions, 10 receptions, 3 receptions, 7 receptions, 6 receptions. You like Olave today? All right, let's do it.
Today, bro.
It's pretty good odds there, man. All right, moving along.
Hold on. The Lions game.
I hate locking Monday night plays in with Sunday plays. Then we got to wait till tomorrow. But you like that feeling?
Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to cook, bro.
Minus 115 for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Really?
Yep. I hate
Who's the other one?
Jahmyr Gibbs minus 195. That's terrible odds.
What about? All right, you take this one, bro.
I don't hate St. Brown. I know you locked in all 3, but that's okay. Let me go back. Let's go back.
I locked in 2.
Panthers and Jets? No.
Nah.
I mean, Rico Dotto's playing out of his mind, but now Chuba Hubbard's back, so who knows who's going to split carries there.
Yeah.
Teteroa McMillan plus 195. Man, he's been good for it. He scored 2 touchdowns last week against the Cowboys.
Ooh. I was looking at the Commanders game, bro. Like, who's old boy gonna get the ball to? That wouldn't be a bad pick right there. That's probably good money right there.
Who's that? Who? Commanders game?
That kid you said against who scored 2 touchdowns? What teams he play for?
McMillan plays for the Panthers.
Oh yeah, because they are cooking, aren't they?
Yeah.
My bad. I'm my dumb ass still thinking about the Commanders.
You go.
Yeah, we can go with that.
You like McMillan? Okay. Giants and
so
Broncos.
That's 3 NFC players, right?
Yeah, we have. This is, I think, all NFC. Jefferson, Olave, St. Brown, McMillan.
So yeah, now lock that in. Now we're gonna take 3 AFC.
All right, you want to throw a buck on that? 42.77 for a buck. I'll throw a buck on it.
And we'll get 42.77.
Yeah.
Damn, son, let's go, baby.
Lock it in. Locked in.
Bro, that'd be glorious. Okay, so AFC teams. Give me a Colts player.
Bro, Colts player, it's gonna be it's got to be Jonathan Taylor, right?
Is he plus?
No, minus 195.
Fuck that.
If you want to bet Taylor for 2 touchdowns, which is
Nah,
unbelievable.
we're sticking with the
Right.
We're sticking with the
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What about Tyler Warren plus 160, the rookie tight end?
Who's that with?
Tyler Warren, he's the Colts tight end.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll go with that.
I'll put him in there. Lock it in. Moving down the list here. Okay, so we said no to the Patriots Titans game. No to the Dolphins Browns game. Chiefs and Raiders. I hate betting those guys on the. They're funky, man. You bet one of them players, like you go to bet Kareem Hunt and then Patrick Mahomes get the touchdown. You bet Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice gets a touchdown because he's back this week. Xavier Worthy, and then you get some schmuck that scores like Isaiah Pacheco. Like I tend to stay away from these kind of games. I know there's going to be touchdowns, but it's
Juju Smith-Schuster catches it. Yeah.
Who
from the Broncos?
All right, Broncos and Giants.
Giants, that's right.
J.K. Dobbins is the highest, minus 105. Cortland Sutton, plus 140. Scatterbo, plus 105. Troy Franklin, plus 295. R.J. Harvey, plus 290. Bo Nix? I bet him to score a touchdown before and he hits. Yeah, he's plus 275. He gets in the end zone sometimes.
And doesn't he get a passing touchdown from it anyway?
No, the passing touchdowns don't count. Anytime touchdown is when the player actually scores.
Okay.
You know, like Josh Allen.
Yeah, his ass to be out there running all over the place.
That's NFC though.
Yeah, fucking Bo Nix.
I'll fuck about Nix too. Anybody listening, that could be a good straight bet if you want to bet him for like plus 270. But we're sticking with the AFC, Marley. All right, so we got Tyler Warren. There's not many AFC games.
There's not, is there? Well, I guess let's snatch up somebody from the Pats, bro. What about who's their damn quarterback? Matt Jones, whatever the hell.
Drake May.
Drake May, yeah. What's his thing?
Oh, he doesn't really score. He's plus 310.
That's terrible. Who from the Titans?
Tony Pollard, 165.
I could see that being a thing. I could see them scoring a rushing touchdown.
I want to stay away from the Titans players, bro. Like they're not that good.
They're not it.
You know who's playing really well? Kayshon Boutte. He got a touchdown, and I should have bet this last week. See, I should have paid attention when we were talking when we picked the Patriots over the Saints. I'm like, you know, Boutte returns to Louisiana because he went to LSU. I was like, I think he's good for a touchdown, and it just went right over my head. I didn't even bet him to score. He's plus 275. Nope. Kind of like that.
Who's that?
Patriots.
Boutte.
Kayshon Boutte.
I like the name. Let's go with it.
All right. One more.
Ain't that 3?
That's 2. Tyler Warren and Kayshon Boutte.
Okay. No, we have Bo Nix in there.
You like Bo Nix, bro? Damn it.
Do we like hold on. Do we like Bo Nix?
I do.
You think he's gonna run one in though? My hand's getting itchy when we start talking about Bo Nix though. Like
in a bad way?
No, it's a left hand. We should be good. I do believe.
You have that? You have that feeling, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Who's it gonna be?
Have that feeling. I like put it this way. When we talked about it, I seen a quarterback in a Denver uniform in my third eye running it in.
Right, because then we're gonna be back here later saying, "Damn it, why didn't we bet him? He scored."
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. All right, I'll lock it
in. Remember, bro. Remember who he's playing. Jackson Dart. So they're gonna want to showcase. He's gonna be like, yeah, you ain't gonna come out on my field and run like that, bitch. I can move too. Because Bo Nix can't move, bro. He ain't got the feet too.
All right.
He's not just a stand in the pocket passer.
Since we're doing only 3 legs with this, I use the boost, the 33% boost. So that goes up to plus 4,730. So for a buck, $48.30. Think about that. So even if one of these hits, it's $2 for 48. I like our chances there.
Yeah, dude, that's like a $80-some profit for the day.
All right, and I'm gonna lock this in for. I'll lock this in for $3. I'm gonna do. This is gonna be our parlay of the week. Do I have a? Let me see if I have any other boosts to use for this game. I don't. FanDuel has a 30% profit boost, but
this is why I like just sending you money on Cash App, because you actually use that app, so you get all these boosts. I don't get all this stuff. I don't use it. They don't give me shit.
we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. But Seahawks money line, Giants plus 10.5. Right? Did we like that? We think the Broncos are gonna win, but we think they cover 10.5. Right? Or you want to stay away from that?
Something tells me the Broncos only win by like a touchdown.
Right, because the line's 8.5. All I'm doing is kind of giving us a cushion.
Yeah, because watch them fuck around and win by 11.
Don't say that. They could though. All right. And then my last leg, Patriots money line. All they got to do is win. $3.
Yeah, just give them. All gotta do is win.
$3 will give us $9.98.
Not bad. I like them dollar bets though. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. These are very well easily happen.
Locked it in. Seahawks, Giants plus 10.5, and Patriots.
Let's go.
All right. Update. Rams are driving, but they're on their own 30. It's still 21-0. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. So they're still in the second half.
Yeah. That's just a blowout.
That's going to wrap up our show for today. Marley, did you have anything else before we go?
What a... Jeez. I don't know.
It's fall, baby. Fall's coming.
It's such a I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's so hard for me to get hype when there's no football for me. I'm just gonna
enjoy. We have football though. That's the positive side, that we do have football.
I do have football. I just want to. Okay, sorry. I don't have Pittsburgh Steelers football on a Sunday, so it kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm not even in black and gold today. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and hoodie. Probably gonna lounge around the house. I'm gonna go grab some lunch now and
let's go.
Do a couple things and probably go do laundry at some point today. Because why not?
Gotcha.
It's supposed to rain today. Everybody stay safe up there where you're at, Pizzle.
Appreciate you. You as well. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in, and let's hit these bets today, Marley. I'm gonna go postseason and go chat it up with the Overs Club. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Man. Peace out.